content warning, cursing, and explicit descriptions of genitalia and sexual acts. The dream.
Hi, my name's Gwen. We're in Halifax, and I'm going to tell you a dream. So I had this dream after months of working in the water, just to say. So I'm in a forest. It's beautiful lighting, and there's this big tree, and around this big tree is a bar. There's a bar, there's lots of tables, it's sunny, there's a deck, and I walk up, and I'm meeting my friend there. So I just realize, oh, okay, yeah, we're going for a drink. I realize as I'm walking to the bar, I'm like, that's why I'm here. And I sit down across from him at the table, and I look around, and there's all these pillows on the ground of the bar, on the deck, and people are having sex and, like, doing all sorts of sexual things on the pillows. And I was like, oh, it's a sex bar. And I was not alarmed. I was just like, oh, I didn't know you liked this. And he's like, oh, yeah, I thought, like, you know, this could be fun. It's new and hip. And I was like, yeah, I guess. And we were sitting drinking our drink, and I was like, you know what? Like, I'm here. I might as well try it. And so there was some guy sitting alone on a pillow, and I was like, oh, okay. And then I was like, great, okay, I'll give him a blowjob. So I, like, opened up his pants, and there was just a giant bull kelp where his penis should be, with, like, tons of fronds. Like, it's like the like photosynthetic part of the bull kelp that floats on the top of the water. Anyway, I was just like, oh, okay. And I was not alarmed. I was just like, all right, this is what's here. And I just, like, fished through all the fronds because I was looking for his penis. I was just like, I guess this is just in the way. And then I eventually found this tiny little baby bull kelp underneath all the bull kelp. And as I, like, cradled it, it turned into a gigantic dick. And then it ejaculated in my face. And then I woke up. And that was my dream.
What does it mean? What does it mean? What does it mean?
This dream is very top of the top for me.
It's top of the line, yeah.
I fucking love it. I just love it so much. I love how visual it is.
Yeah.
Like, there are these very specific moments where it's so clear, and I feel like I'm watching a movie of it.
Oh, yeah. Very descriptive. Great telling of it.
Yes, very good.
Also, just a lot of really nice, you know, it's nice. Like, it's nice.
It's nice.
Like, oh, well, I mean,
also, really punches you at the end.
But the way she tells it, like, she's just so...
She's even keel about it.
So chill.
Yeah, she is chill. 2 times I noticed when we listened this time that both times something like a turn happened. So when she first realizes that it's a sex bar, and when she opens his pants and it's bull kelp, both times she says the same things, which is, oh, okay. And I wasn't alarmed.
Yeah, just adjusting to this new information. Yeah. Not what you expected. Slightly alarming.
But you're going to roll with it. You're gonna find a way
Here
to
we
make
are
it
in
work.
this new situation where there's a ton of bull kelp in your pants.
Yeah. And when she cradles the baby one.
Yes, this is what you do.
The one that turns into the giant dick. It's like cradling it.
Well, like, what else are you going to do?
What else are you gonna
It's
do?
real tiny?
Yeah. And it's like a little baby thing. It's a bull kelp. It's a baby bull kelp under all the fronds. Oh, yeah, this dream is really about rolling with the punches. Because even, like, when she first walks into the scene, enters the forest, you know, she describes realizing as she's approaching the bar, like, oh, I'm here to meet with a friend.
Yeah.
It was like, she didn't know that was what was happening, and then she realizes it, and she's like, okay, this is what we're doing, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's I feel like that's a very cool way to enter a dream. Like, you find yourself doing something, and then you're like, okay, I'm here now. Like, you're just looking around for clues, like, about what you're doing, but you're not, like, missing a beat at all. You're still just, like, your body knows what you're on your way to do, and you're just putting it together as you're on your way. Like, it's nice. It's a very...
Yeah. It's chill.
It's a very chill way to enter a dream. You're just rolling up, figuring out what's what, taking your surroundings in.
Yeah.
I'm in the woods. Okay. Oh, okay, it's a bar. I'm meeting my friend. Okay, there's pills on the ground. Okay, it's a sex bar. Okay.
Bull Kelp.
And not like, okay, it's a sex bar, like, because I was just assuming that because she's just like meeting her friend there, like she's sitting down and he's like, you know, saying that it's the new cool thing.
Yeah.
And so my assumption was that like maybe they would have, like that, you know, if your friend invites you to a sex bar and is like, I thought you might like this, chances are it's because they're
trying
like
to angle for something, maybe.
But it wasn't that.
It wasn't that at all. I know. And she doesn't even touch on that. It's like, there's no moment of being like, is this what's happening? No. She just starts looking around for like, oh, there's a guy by himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, which is interesting because I feel like that's not what my brain would do.
Yeah.
My brain would be like, why did you invite me to this sex bar, friend?
Yeah, I'd be trying to like wade through the layers of what was going on in our social dynamic in that moment. It's like, what is it now that our social contract is in this current environment that you've chosen for us?
And we don't know, like, what her relationship is to that particular person or, you know, maybe anything that's not even relevant.
Yeah.
But regardless, it's like she's just very comfortable with that friendship and that situation being with that person, like, you know, exploring new potential activities with a friend. You haven't, like, you know, gone there before with them and that's just what you happen to be doing tonight and you're along for the ride and it's all good. Like,
I also find it really interesting how the Bull Kelp guy is totally faceless, nameless, no interaction with him directly, really.
Yeah, she just goes straight over to him. Undoes his pants.
Yeah, there's no, like, precursor kind of like, oh, hey, you know? It's just like, maybe I'll give him a blowjob. And then it just is, it's just what's happening, you know? And he's...
I mean, everybody's kind of like that, though. Her friend, too. Like, they hardly...
Yeah, you don't get much in terms of how
you see so many visual details of everything else, and you don't see his face at all. Like, you don't see the people at all.
Yeah, the people are really beside the point here.
She even describes the tree.
Yeah.
And the light.
Yeah, the light, the tables, the deck. There's a deck. Yeah. There are pillows.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true. It's like all of and the Bull Kelp is so clear to me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this comes back to, like, I mean, she says, we don't know what, or I don't know what her job was in the water, but obviously she spent a lot of time.
That's true.
In the water. And I think probably in a job, the job is probably, like, heavily based around observation.
Yeah. Yeah. And right. And that really shows through here.
You're in a very, you know, the ocean is like a very unusual environment for humans to be in. Like, she's in this foreign space, observing, things, picking up details. Like that way of interacting with your environment, I think, is also just very linked to, like, maybe what she's been doing with the time.
Yeah. True. And it's not a human thing. You're not paying attention to human details in that kind of environment.
No, it's not about your interactions. It's just about, like, the other stuff that's going on.
Yeah.
This, the sex bar ecosystem.
Yeah. I mean, and I think what's interesting, she doesn't give us any of her reaction to the ejaculation either. No. You know, because that's a very sudden, extreme turn for that moment.
Wake her up?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe she just wakes up out of that. Like, she doesn't say, okay, I'm not alarmed at that moment.
No.
Sounds like maybe she was alarmed.
Yeah.
And it does sound alarming. Little baby Bull Kelp just suddenly.
Yeah, the way she described that.
Yeah. And she says it all very quick, in like a rush, you know?
Yeah.
So that's probably not a great moment, really.
No. But at the same time, she wasn't like, she didn't describe it as being this, like, aggressive, like, offensive or disturbing thing. She was just like, I mean, she didn't really have any kind of qualitative commentary on it at all, but you could have felt, like, attacked by that.
Yeah, totally. And yet still, to me, it's like I'm not thinking about the dude. It's just a dick there doing that. You know, it's like I'm not thinking about this person having an intention.
You can't even see the dick, like, attaching to the body. Yeah. Like, all you see is these fronds.
All the fronds.
You just, like, fronds and then just like, it's like the way, I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe she was feeling very disconnected from human beings at this point.
Maybe this dream is about clams. You know, clams have that thing.
Okay, wait, tell me about clams. No? What?
Well, the
arm thing?
Yes.
Is it a
it's
penis?
so phallic. No, but it just is phallic.
It's like...
It's just this long, curved, fleshy...
And what do they do with it?
It's like their leg or something. I don't know. I'm not really sure actually what they do with it.
Huh.
Maybe
Can they
eat
move
with
themselves
it.
around?
Yeah, but that's by I really honestly don't know what it is. I have no idea. I don't know anything more than that you don't eat the end of it.
Ah.
And then it's rubbery.
Right.
And that it looks like a penis.
Yeah, I have to say my knowledge of like any crustaceans or shellfish is very, very limited. I can never even remember the difference between like different kinds of shell and like, you know, it's like a clam versus I think I know an oyster from a clam, but like a mussel and a what?
Yeah.
Gwen could tell us all about these things, I'm sure.
Could.
But yeah, maybe it's also about clams and their leg penis things.
It wasn't sexual.
It really doesn't feel sexual. None of it feels sexy. It's like she's just kind of like, oh, okay. You know, dreams can get very, like, sexually tense, but none of this feels sexually tense.
No.
It's just a thing that she's doing because it's what's happening, and the people aren't really a part of this process that she's involved in. It's just a thing that she's engaged in because that's what the environment is dictating. Mm-hmm. And then it doesn't seem like it's like, it's kind of, you know, what's interesting is that ultimately one would assume that the goal in giving someone a blowjob is to get them to ejaculate. So she's achieving that end, even though she doesn't end up giving him a blowjob. But it doesn't feel good when it happens. It's not like we feel triumphant that she succeeded in finding his dick and it's made it happy. Made the dick happy.
No, there's no sense of success or like.
No.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we've arrived here now.
Yeah.
But why?
But
why did we get here?
Sort of troubling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why couldn't she find it? Like, is there, I don't know, is there anything in here about, like, just feeling lost?
Yeah. I think so. I think feeling, you know what, I'm going to come back again to the fact that there's a feeling of disconnection from other people. And I feel like there's, like, a sense of feeling disconnected and lost in terms of connection. In terms of, like, being with other people in some kind of way.
Yeah. And then even when you're like, okay, it's time to do sex things. Mm-hmm. Okay, it's blowjob time.
Yeah.
And then like even doing that doesn't seem like it is like, even that thing that would normally be so intimate is just not.
No, yeah.
It's just like, okay, all right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm feeling sadder about the dream now than I was originally. I felt a lot of joy about this dream at first just because it's so vivid. But now I feel a little, you know, it's kind of sad.
I'd like to know more about what her job was.
Yeah. Something to do with bull kelp, I bet. Or at least just, she's probably seen some bull kelp in her time.
I would say.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. Or else this dream is just about, like, men with excessive pubic hair. Unless it's, like, not. It's
and
just,
surprising erections. You know, it's like some people really from flaccid to erect.
And
it's
especially
a big
if there's
leap.
a lot of hair there, you might just not really know how big it is.
Yeah.
And then suddenly.
There's another layer for our listeners.
Yeah, maybe
mull over.
It could be just like that is what it's actually about.
It could be that
and being alarmed by the size of dicks.
Yeah.
Like, but just mapped onto, you know, like as the Pokemon dream, as a child would dream all of their emotions onto a Pokemon landscape.
Yeah.
Someone who's been working under the water of the ocean might map all of their interpersonal like things onto just like a seascape.
Yeah, true. It's like whatever is most immediate in your context.
That's what this is going to be the imagery.
Yeah, it's like regurgitated in your subconscious as the material to work with.
Yeah.
I guess that's like, you know, when they say before you do hallucinogenics, they're like, you know, monitor your consumption of stuff for a little while beforehand because whatever you're immediately interacting with is going to be there. And I guess that's like dreams are kind of like being on hallucinogenics. It's like anything that you're encountering just ends up there in a kind of mixed up, confusing, scary way sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's like both really mundane somehow, but also kind of symbolic, but it's really unclear when it's what. It's unclear when it's what. It just...
Yep.
Dreams. It's pretty weird stuff.
Thanks for listening. Thank you.
Thank you for listening.
Help us keep making this by subscribing to and reviewing the podcast wherever you listen to it, and following and liking us on social media.
If you love this, you can support us on Patreon.
We will reward you.